r/ask Reddit. What is a reason you are glad to be single? I can sleep in the middle of the bed with the fan on if I want. I can also leave something on the table and come back 2 weeks later and it is still there. I could not say better. I can do whatever I want and not feel guilty about spending time with no one. This was my exact thought. Do what I want, whenever I want. Kind of freeing, I suppose. Christmas is coming and I have no stress and it's not expensive. Agreed. On top of loving that I can live alone, I just bought a house that needs furnished. So aside from the parent siblings secret Santa, my money is mine to buy what I need and also share what I don't for a good cause. Donating to my local animal shelter this year. I'm not a huge fan of the single life, but in the past when I've been in a relationship, I always felt like I needed to check my phone 24/7. I like being able to just chill and play video games, watch a movie, hang with friends without checking my phone consistently. I agree. I texted with my ex way too much. I wish we had just FaceTime to talk instead. Even better, hung out in person much more. I definitely think this changes with age. When I was younger there was definitely pressure to answer texts immediately in relationships, but as I have gotten older people don't seem to expect it as much anymore due to jobs or other responsibilities going on in their lives. No longer being forced to hang out with their friends. Especially when the friends are one-dimensional pretentious turnips. She's a sad tomato. A lot of people I know who've ruined their lives did so over a lover, whether trying to get one, keep them, or fighting someone else over them. Relationships can be very dangerous if you're too emotionally immature. Edit. Thank you everyone for the upvotes and awards. I really hope this helped someone see a bad situation clearly, or avoid one. And I've especially enjoyed reading people's accounts of learning from their mistakes. Love has a habit of making fools of even the wisest people. But that doesn't mean it's worthless or fake. It just means a new chance to find the right person to share life with. Love really messes with your brain chemistry in a powerful way. It's such a potent drug, especially when you add that to unhealthy dynamics. Makes the highs higher and the lows lower. Totally. I read that it takes a while for your brain's dopamine response to quit reacting so poorly after a breakup. It helped me through the early days of some bad breakups to know that time literally does heal. Edit. Seems like a lot of folks connected with this. Here is the link which many of you asked for. Be nice to yourselves and don't push yourself to get over something quickly. But if you're still struggling after a while, check in with a healthcare provider. Learned to love myself without needing anyone else's words of affirmation after being single for the first time in a few years. I've been trying to work on this after being dumped 6 months ago, but haven't had much luck yet. Any tips? Edit. Wow, I was not expecting this kind of response. Thank you all so much for your advice and words of encouragement. Sounds cheesy, but I found doing affirmations to myself daily has been life-changing. I ended up really high on an edible one night and found myself sitting in front my mirror basically naked just looking at myself and appreciating everything about myself. I even ended up singing a little song to myself about different parts of my body that I suddenly felt so much love for. I spent nearly 2 hours just appreciating and thanking my body for everything, especially the parts I would typically be critical of. Since then, spending at least 10 minutes, even if not consecutive, just appreciating myself for physical, emotional, and mental traits I have has been incredibly effective. ETA. Thanks for the awards. ETA 2. Thank for you the silver kind stranger. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want without checking in with anyone. Also no woman should have to be subjected to my toxic family. You shouldn't be subjected to your toxic family either. I shouldn't, but I don't have much of a choice right now. The only things stressing me are my own stressors. I don't have to help support someone else through theirs. Interestingly enough, I always hoped I could be the person someone would come to after a bad day. I also hated feeling helplessly unable to cheer my ex up when they had a bad day and I couldn't go see them. There was nothing I could say or do, as simple as listening or just being present, that seemed to relieve my ex's bad days. She cheated on me, but I did love her. I hope she is doing well and happy. Mother, be honest, the cheating part kind of ducked me up. 5 years later I have no desire or interest to date someone seriously. The pain and embarrassment wasn't worth it and I'm totally happy and successful by myself. I feel like dating someone only leaves potential to take that from me. Not much they could add to my current situation. Maybe in a few years when my friends start having kids. Who knows? Piapa Wakuo. Confucius. Sun Tzu. Ducking freedom. I love the single life. Call me selfish, but this is it in a nutshell for me. The freedom to wake up and go to sleep when I wanted, to decorate and organize my home that I bought and paid off on my own, as I like, to make my plans and schedule as I see fit, to watch, read, play whatever I want, to buy and wear whatever I want, to cook and eat whatever I want, and not have to share and make long-term financial and career goals without having to worry about it conflicting with someone else's. ETA. There's a lot of comments where people are saying that they are in a relationship and have all of these things, and that I must have been in some type of abusive relationship prior. First, no, I have not been in an abusive relationship, but have seen numerous friends have to change their lives for a partner. Second, I'm sure there are plenty of wonderful and healthy relationships out there, yours included. Perhaps, but every relationship, especially if you're cohabitating and or married, involves some amount of sacrifice and compromise. Big financial decisions, especially if finances are merged, require both partners to be on board. Closet space, bed space, kitchen and bathroom space need to be shared. You can't fill up a shared closet or counter space with just your items. When you wake up and go to sleep may not be dictated by your partner, but you need to be considerate of him or her when you do so, especially if you have children or pets together. You can't just schedule plans without letting the other person know and making sure those dependents will be taken care of while you're out. There are also usually some shared groceries and meals. So unless your partner has 100% the same food preferences as you on the days you have it, there are days you need to compromise on that as well. I'm not saying all relationships are bad and that you can't have a net benefit from being in one versus being single, but being single works best for just me and my life, and that doesn't have any impact on yours. Absolutely, and I don't have to walk on eggshells to avoid upsetting someone. I'm naturally very empathetic and a people pleaser. It's a part of my brain that goes into hyperdrive when I'm with someone I like. It's not even conscious most of the time, but it can be exhausting. It's nice that my brain can turn that part off when I'm alone. Also, I can wake up and go to sleep at any time I want without messing up my sleeping patterns and middle of the bed, and not needing to check in with his plans. I'm a burnt out people pleaser. I'm learning how to put myself first and not just do everything I can to make everyone else happy. Same here. Good luck. It feels odd, but I've almost tried being kind of an a-hole. Like doing things I think are selfish but in reality I have every reasonable right to do. For example, saying no if a friend asks for help with homework and I'm too busy with my own to do it. I sometimes still feel bad but also don't like being taken advantage of. So if you can get over the manufactured guilt like this, you should be good. Good luck. I was engaged but broke it off in July after putting up with a lot of disrespect from him and his family. I had quite a bit of money saved aside for our wedding, but now I can spend it on things I've wanted for a very long time. I am finally taking care of myself and learning more about who I am as an individual instead of being someone's fiancé. Kudos to you for seeing it for what it was and not going ahead with the wedding hoping things would change after you got married. I fell for that one. I'm sorry that you fell for it and for everything you must have been through. It's not an easy situation to be in, that's for sure. Personally, breaking it off was the hardest decision I've had to make, but I knew deep down it wouldn't change. I was cheated on. His family, especially his father, would make nasty comments about my body and my personality and things I am passionate about. And there was just a lot of bad things I knew I wouldn't be able to handle long term. So it was a painful decision, but ultimately for the best, I suppose. I'm learning to navigate the world through the lens of my own needs and desires without worrying how I'm being perceived by a partner. I do not believe I will be a good person to be in a relationship until I can do that, so I'm happy to struggle with it. Also, I really love dancing poorly to LCD sound system while my dog watches with fear and judgment in his eyes. Not that I couldn't do that before. It's just so free to do it in my own apartment alone. Edit. Thank you all for your funny, kind, and thoughtful replies. I love Reddit because of this kind of thing. Also, I know, but thanks for the awards. It's so sweet and made me feel better about the fact that I dance like a dumbass alone. Had to move back in with my parents during COVID. Blasting music and bad solo bedroom dancing has definitely reduced compared to when I was on my own +1 for LCD sound system. My main poisons were Talking Heads and PC music. Heck yeah, solo dance parties rule. Talking Heads is definitely a great choice. I'll add them next time. My apartment is clean and neat and most importantly, 95% empty. Edit. I didn't expect this many votes. Being a minimalist, I have this fear of liking someone and it turns out that they are a hoarder/messy. Edit. Thanks actual Alex for the award and Seek and Destroy for the gold. I married someone whose love language is I need all the things. It's rough. We joke that he's a hoarder but it's worth it. I'm the kind of person who threw away my high school diploma when I was in my 30s because what would I need this for at this point? Thankfully, if you do fall to the same fate I did, you can at least help them curb their shopping cleaning issues. Because I'd rather be single than be with someone who doesn't appreciate my love and affection. I used to hate love and affection. Fell in love. Loved affection. Now I'm the most affectionate person I know and have no one to give it to. Affection doesn't have to be exclusively for a romantic partner. Turn that love on your friends and family. After my last relationship ended, I invested in my social circle and discovered new levels of intimacy and friendship. It's incredibly rewarding and way more stable and sustainable than a romantic partnership. As someone who got out of a 3-year-long relationship about 4 months ago, I would say one of the biggest thing I'm glad about being single is being able to see myself clearly again. You don't realize how much being in a relationship can blind you to how you've changed, or how love can numb you to certain things. When I got out of that relationship and once the initial crying and being depressed phase ended, I slowly realized how much happier I was and how much I've changed. Some of it good and some bad. But it was like being able to see myself through a clear lens and not through a distorted one. Edit. Didn't realize this would get any notice at all. Thank you to the kind stranger who gave me my first award. I was completely in love with a girl. Others around me told me to get out of the relationship because it wasn't healthy. On some level I understood what they were saying, but I was so blinded by my feelings that I let things go on a lot longer than I should have. You look back months after you walk away from that and realize you were kind of a dumbass, but feelings can do crazy things to you. I read this article a while ago that really clarified my feelings on this. Studies show that people who are married are on average slightly happier than people who are not married, which has been known for a long time. So people have sort of internalized this idea that marriage equals happiness. But when you break down the numbers in that, what it actually looks like is that people in happy marriages are much happier than everyone else and people in unhappy marriages are much less happy than everyone else. So actually the slightly happier figure is pretty meaningless and just shows that slightly more marriages are happier than unhappy, and that's what that looks like when averaged. So, for those who want it, being in a good relationship is the best situation, but being single is the second best, and far better than being in a bad relationship. Also, being single is a better position to be in if you're looking for a good relationship, because being in a bad one means you have to go through the extra steps of breakup and recovery. Plus, when you're single, you're able to work on all those things about yourself that make you ready for a good relationship. So to me, it's like not the very best, but it is the second best, and that's pretty good. It's like you don't have a Jaguar but you have a Honda, and it's reliable and gets you where you need to go, and at least you're not driving car from the 70s with a leak in the fuel line and a plastic Jaguar sculpture taped on the hood. Edit. Some other redditors found the article. https://waitbutwhy.com/2014/02/picklifepartner. HTML. Not having to deal with partners leaving you completely unfulfilled and always putting their bullshit above you. Not having to argue to exist in the ways you do because their insecurities and lack of self-worth smother your joy. Oof, I've dated a few of those. Have you also tried being friends afterward because you're mature and it ducks with you all over again because you thought they had changed, but you're having to relive the disappointment and feeling a lack of value in their life? On a day-to-day basis, I struggle less with feelings of guilt. There are things one misses out on by not being in a relationship, but not beating yourself up over a snappish reply or a thoughtless gesture towards someone you care about are not among them. I don't want to take into account someone else's wants and needs when making life decisions. I just graduated from college during COVID and I'm so lost, so I don't want to have a partner until I'm less lost. Graduated and fell in love this year. I can confirm that this is a genuine issue. This is also my first adult relationship. It's so much easier navigating through stages of our lives rife with uncertainty alone. My partner is still in college and I don't want to move far away from her, so one of my biggest challenges has been job applications. I am not open to every opportunity as I would have if I wasn't in love. I have absolutely no regrets, but having a partner who becomes a priority in your life alters your initial plans. Edit. Thanks everyone for your input. I truly appreciate every comment advice. A lot of you have spoken from experience, which makes it even more valuable. Like many have mentioned, if it's meant to be, it will. I moved to this country to complete my education and start to excel in my career. That's still the priority and I do not intend to hinder myself. I hope it all works out. I can do whatever I want whenever I want. If I want to stay out late, I can. If I want to go to sleep early, I can. If I want to sleep in, I can. If I want to wake up late, I can. If I want to buy that Xbox, PS, Nintendo, or upgrade my PC, I can. If I want to play video games, I can. If I want to watch a movie, I can. If I feel like watching TV, I can. If I feel like listening to music, I can. If I feel like reorganizing or redecorating my apartment, I can. If I want to go out to eat, I can. If I feel like cooking something at home, I can. I can choose how I use my time. I can choose how I spend my money. I can choose how I save my money. Do I feel lonely? I'll admit it. Sometimes I do, but I have good friends. If I feel like hanging out with my friends, if someone wants to hang out with me, I can. If I don't feel like going out, I can stay home. I'm like you. All of those points you made are heavenly. Honestly, being single allowed me to put more focus on finishing my undergrad degree, which I just did this last week. Edit. This is the first time I've been awarded on Reddit. Thank you so much. No longer feel like I'm dragging a dead body behind me through life. Nothing is worse than having a lover who expects you to do all the hard work. I learned who I am after I decided to stop dating. It's been 4 years being single, and I really love who I've become. I was able to establish myself, my goals, and who I want to be. Edit. Wow. Thanks for the award. You all keep being you. It's the best thing you can be. Just scrolling through the comments in an effort to make myself feel better about going into this long dark COVID restricted winter as a single woman. Let's do this. Right facing fist, left facing fist. I don't like spending time with people. I have one friend I see once every 2 weeks and that's enough socializing for me. Ducking same. I can't do 2 consecutive weekends hang out with friends. I got to have a whole week to myself. It's funny people were freaking out about being stuck at home due to COVID and I was perfectly fine doing that. I don't need to talk to people or be around them all the time to be content. All of them. I am single for the last 10 years plus. All my money is mine. All my time is mine. All my attention goes where I want it to go, minus distractions. Hi Reddit. In my view the planet is overpopulated, so there is no serious thought of reproduction. I just try to get fulfillment in life. I am in no way trying to pressure you into a relationship, but if you do ever find yourself meeting someone you want to share a life with, reproducing is not a necessity or foregone conclusion. Lots of couples choose not to have children and feel no less fulfilled. Now that I am single, no one can drink, get DUIs, use all my money to pay their fines, cheat on me, leave me, falsely accuse me abusing my children in order to not have to pay child support and sue me for divorce. So there's that. Yep, that would do it alright. I've had some really abusive relationships. Singleness equals safety. Same. We're safe now. I can come home and unwind and not hear someone else tell me about their shitty day or remind me about the dishes in the sink or the laundry or the things we need to do or places we need to go. My life is stressful enough with just me and my job in it. Another person might drive me ducking batshit right now, honestly. No one can cheat or abuse me. Despite the woeful lack of sex, being single means I get to spend my money on my own shit. Some marriages have a woeful lack of sex too. Dating apps and all of the stupid and ridiculous made up rules people think are gospel for dating. No thanks. I'm perfectly happy on my own. Not interested in the games and nonsense. Being able to save. Sometimes I worry about being single. Then I remember my parents and how they've been at each other's throats for all my life. Dying alone then seems like a blessing. Not screaming at my partner all the time. No kids to traumatize with all the aforementioned screaming. Bliss. It's selfish, but I get to do whatever I want to do and nothing I don't. Feels good. I don't have to live in anxiety 24/7. Getting a good night's sleep in the same bed with another person is kind of a crapshoot with me. Been single my entire 27 years of life, but I guess being that I am introvert I like that I don't have to keep up with texts or phone calls. I get to masturbate as much as I want. I visited a friend in Nashville back at the beginning of the year. I'd been there for all of 4 hours when this little voice in my head went, "You belong here." So I'm moving there next summer. Probably wouldn't be able to do that if I wasn't single. I can eat a PB&J or popcorn for dinner if that's what I want. Parents not judging. No poor girl has the misfortune of getting intimate with me. I can fart with impunity. Haven't seen it in this thread yet, but talking to myself and not having it seem weird. If someone else is around when you talk to yourself, you're a nutcase. But if no one hears you, it's fine. D. I have a queen bed and I can use one half to sleep and the other half for books and my Nintendo Switch. My bed is the best nightstand for all my books when I'm too lazy to get up on weekends. No one is there that I have to move stuff over so they can sleep. Edit. Yes, I know it's weird from some of the comments, but I've been an avid reader for years, and when I used to date my partner and I would have books around the bed and nightstands. We are big readers. He loved Conan and fantasy and I loved science fiction and non-fiction. We broke it off and remained friends, so the books took his spot. Yes, I did clean it up, but with COVID I got a little lazy. Also, I have my privacy in my own home. I have not dated for years and I don't think I want to ever give up my space and feeling of being safe and alone when I come home after a long day. I can play video games till 5 AM and no one will be mad. I compromise for no one. I enjoy my own company. It amazes me that anyone finds the time to make a relationship work in hindsight. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.